to start. We're the Patchwork Players of 2020. Started out the summer in quarantine. Now we'll stay 6 feet apart and we'll all learn up together. Let's do introductions so you get to know us better.
I'm Jalen. I'm Sammy.
I'm Sage. I'm Jeff.
I'm Paris. I'm Sarah. I'm Nicole. I'm Kennedy.
I'm Connor. I'm Connor.
I'm Ayana. Jalen. Sammy.
Sage. Jeff.
Paris. Sarah. Nicole. Kennedy.
Connor. Connor.
Ayana.
Woo! And Colin on the keys. It's time to open up your mind and journey to the land of make-believe. A cast of characters to play, up in the air, on land, or out to sea. Patchwork Players. Patchwork Players. Patchwork Players. Let's go!
Hi everyone, my name is Marisa Kirby and I am so excited to be back here at the Weathervane Theater as the Intern Director. Well, tonight we were supposed to be having our intern cabaret at the Inn at Whitefield, but unfortunately due to COVID-19 we are unable to do that. So instead of canceling, we thought this Meet the Interns live event would be a great way for us to kick off our entire season and celebrate the very first Picnic with Patchwork happening this Friday. So Picnic with Patchwork is a brand new bit of programming the theater is doing this summer. We have a beautiful stage, outdoor space. We want you to come, bring your family, bring a snack, bring a lunch, bring a blanket, and let us know that you're coming and enjoy a brand new patchwork show. So it's something that you're definitely not going to want to miss. This Friday we are opening Give My Regards to Disney 25 Years on Broadway. So it's some of your favorite Disney hits that have all made their way to the Broadway stage. So it's definitely something that we can all sing and dance along to. This is something new this season. You want to make sure that you reserve your tickets. So in the past, you've been able to just show up and see the wonderful patchwork shows, but this year we need you to contact the box office and let us know you're coming. You're all invited, but we need you to RSVP. And before we get started, I want to quickly thank some of our sponsors who we could not do this without. Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare, Crosstown Motors, GOM Stevens and Son, and Little Village Toy and Bookshop. So thank you so much for your support. And since we couldn't be at the end tonight, we wanted to take a moment to hear from our dear friend Joanne at the end, who is also a huge supporter and longtime friend of the Weathervane.
Hi, I'm Joanne Giacaruso, and as many of you know, I own the Inn at Whitefield right next door to the Weathervane. The Weathervane Theater and the Inn have had a wonderful relationship throughout the ages. I can speak to my experience, which began in 1994 when I first purchased the Inn. The intern program is something that has become near and dear to my heart. A few years ago, we began doing intern cabarets over at the Inn in order to promote the season, the upcoming seasons. It's a wonderful, wonderful evening. And under normal circumstances, we'd be doing that tonight. But as we know, there's nothing normal going on right now. So we adjust the best we can. So they're going to be doing their intern cabaret for you this evening via Skype or Zoom or whatever the hell they call it. I don't know. But I know for me personally, the theater has been what keeps me going. I saw an ad in Yankee Magazine 25 years ago. It was a 1/4-inch ad, and it said, "In for sale next to well-established summer theater." Having worked in North Conway before at the Eastern Slope Playhouse, my first reaction was, oh, they're selling the Eastern Slope Inn. Well, that wasn't the case. I contacted the realtor. He sent me pictures. I purchased the Inn at Whitefield 25 years ago, sight unseen. And I have not regretted it. Well, maybe for a minute when I first got here, but overall, I have not regretted it a day since I got it. The theater was a big part of that. It kept me grounded. It kept me focused. It gave me a purpose. And I knew what I needed to have happen, which was to create a symbiotic relationship in which both of us could benefit. The theater lends so many great opportunities to people in the area. It gives people a chance to see live theater when otherwise they may never, ever have an opportunity to do it. They give back to the community constantly. They're supporting all our local businesses. They support local programs for children. They do the summer camp, which the kids absolutely love. And as far as the interns go, those shows that they do, the Patchwork Players, are brilliant. And it gives kids a chance to be able to see live theater in an area where that would otherwise not be afforded to them. And they do it all over the North Country. So you don't have to come 30 miles, as we know the North Country is rather large, in order to see it. They'll come to you. The theater and the inn are, in my opinion, one and the same. We work with each other, we work for each other, and we love each other. And I just hope that they can continue to prosper and do well. And with your help this summer, this is going to be a rough one for all of us, myself included, but especially for the arts. So please, 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 anything you can do to support them. Watch these virtual performances, donate when possible. We really need the theater up here. I need the theater up here for my sanity, and we all know what happens when I go insane. So please, do what you can to help the theater. And you'll be helping me, you'll be helping the community, and you'll be giving back in a way that really needs to happen right now.
All right, and now it's time to get to the reason why you're all tuning in tonight, and that is to meet some of our 2020 intern company members. So
I have some of them with me here, and I want to start all the way on the right side, and I want you to tell everyone your name, where you're from, and where you go to school or where you went to school.
All right. Hi all, I'm Jeff Hines Mormon. I grew up in Olympia, Washington, and I go to school at Ithaca College in upstate New York. I'm going to be a rising junior.
Hi guys, I'm Kennedy Sample. I'm originally from Little Rock, Arkansas, and I'm a graduate of the professional semester at Broadway Dance Center in New York City.
Hey all, my name is Ayana Shaughness. I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I just recently graduated from the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley for musical theater.
Hi, my name is Sunana Smith, and I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I go to Kent State University studying musical theater and public relations.
Okay friends, so I want you to tell everyone what it is that made you fall in love with theater. And we'll start with you. Okay.
So when I grew up, my parents liked to sign me up for everything under the sun, which I'm sure a lot of kids also that happened to them too. And not a lot of things stuck. I used to dance, and then I didn't really like it. Sorry. And then I started singing, and I did summer theater performing arts camp in Swickley, Pennsylvania when I was 8 years old, and it was something that I didn't stop doing, and now I'm here.
And we're glad you are.
Yes, but you're good at it.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, so I started playing so many instruments growing up, always been in the musical side of things. And then when we moved to Colorado when I was 6, my mom put me into dance, what else, like soccer, basketball, truly everything. I was bad at it. So then I had to settle for dance. But, you know, all in all, I feel like the thing that drew me the most to it is how challenging it is, and I'm a very driven person in that way. And I just always loved to be really competitive about it in a way, but obviously in a very healthy manner. And that's always something that inspired me to prove people wrong at the end of the day.
Your turn.
Well, Miss Marisa over there was actually my dance teacher when I was about 4 up until I graduated. And she really introduced me to the musical theater world, and I fell in love with it instantly. I grew up doing some summer theater programs at the Arkansas Repertory Theater, and ever since then it just stuck. And I've done it ever since.
Honestly, I started doing it because my older brother started doing it. When he was in 3rd grade, because that's how old you have to do the school musicals, he was in production of the Aristocats. I remember I would run around the house screaming, "Everybody wants to be a cat," at the top of my lungs. And I think at a certain point my mom was just like, we got to get him to sing that for someone else. So here we are, flashback.
Well, I'm so glad that you're all here with us. So what are you most looking forward to about the summer? So you found out you were going to be a patchwork player with us, and when you told people about it before you came up, what did you say? I'm so excited because I get to do this. Yeah. Jeff, let's start with you.
Well, I did musical theater all of high school. I did musical theater all my childhood, but I'm actually an acting major in my college. So while I get to take voice lessons and acting lessons, I don't have a ton of chances to actually perform in musicals. So this was a golden opportunity because we're doing a ton of stuff this summer. So I think just looking forward to the chance to applying the skills that I've learned in voice lessons and in acting classes that I haven't really gotten to do yet in my college career.
Great. Kennedy?
I'm super excited that the Weathervane has done all this work to actually let us put on live theater in a time like this. It's an incredible opportunity to get to do shows for you guys at home. So I think I'm excited about the challenge to flip our performance to a virtual audience as opposed to a live audience. It's going to be just as fun, it's going to be amazing, but it is going to be different. But I'm so excited and again grateful to the Weathervane for making this possible for all of us interns to get to do that this summer.
For me, what I'm most excited for is, you hear all the great things about summer stock and you try to put the puzzle pieces together, but you'll never know until you truly, dive right into it. So I was personally really stoked to just understand how to figure out what my body needs every day. How can I best take care of it? How can I best take care of my voice? And how can I work with a new set of people? And those are just skill sets that you're continuously growing and learning, and that's something that I was really looking forward to. And just like Kennedy said, to have this opportunity is a privilege, and a privilege for people that look like me who don't often get to be represented into something like this.
Yeah, I feel the same as Ayana, and also I think I'm a very not really. I'm a kind of a people person, and I think, not really. What I was most excited for was to come here and just be around a group of people that have the same skill sets and have the same drive that I do and want to achieve a lot. And also, we're here with all these amazing, the staff here. You guys all know they're incredible, and I just wanted the opportunity to learn from people who are literally succeeding in their everyday lives.
Awesome. So we know what you feel like your biggest, or what you're looking forward to the most. What do you feel like your biggest challenge is going to be? So there's always something that you're excited about, but when, we're as performers, there's always something that kind of makes us squirm a little bit. We're excited to do it and we want to be pushed to do it. We want the challenge, but what do you think that's going to be? Sunny.
Okay.
Back to you, Sunny.
I have done a summer stock theater before, and one other thing that drew me to Weathervane was the alternating rep on how you could do a different show every single day, and just to be able to stretch your mind in that aspect of being oh, okay, I'm walking in theater, and what am I doing today? And and I think that's something that being able to switch your brain to a different show every day is something that I don't think I would ever take for I would never take for granted. So yeah, that's something I will probably think would be really hard, but I will accept that challenge right now. I've done it.
That's good. That's good because you're here. Okay, so who wants to go next?
I'll go next. Okay. I grew up being dancer first. That was my focus. And musical theater pushes you in dancing, acting, singing, all other realms, and especially at the Weathervane, every single day I am being pushed and we're all being pushed in ways that we've never been before. So I'm really excited about the challenge for me to not focus so much on my dancing and to push myself to focus more towards the singing, towards the acting aspect of putting a show together.
and all of our coaches are really amazing at pushing you in ways that you didn't think that you could be before. So super excited about that.
Great. What about you, Jeff?
On the opposite end of the spectrum, to harp on the acting major thing again, we don't have a ton of opportunity as acting majors to get into dance classes. It's very hard and very competitive because obviously those classes are mostly reserved for musical theater majors. So for me, it's probably just alternating rep, like Sunny said, for sure, and then also being able to pick up the amount of choreography that it takes to like put on show in a week and go and then learn the next show the next week. And we have some really good dancers in this company, so it's just keeping up with that for me. Takes a little extra work.
All right, finish it off for us.
Yeah, thank you. Also, Jeff, you're amazing. So for me personally, I think I struggle the most with believing that I can at the end of the day, because I believe that our training, or at least for me personally, I believe that my training has set me up for something like this, but it's a matter of whether or not I'm able to make that come to life, right? And so I think sometimes I can backtrack on myself, and it's been really nice to have mentors all around us that allow, that give us the chance to be fully seen, and so that's something that I'm very much looking forward to. What was the question again? Sorry. I had something. Oh, I remember what else. Okay. Another challenge I have, Mama needs her own alone time, and I need my own room. And it's also nice that we have that, and I love everyone, but definitely having to get used to that. But it's also, I don't know, it's a good time. It's fierce. Everyone is lovely, so.
Well, it seems like based off the first two questions I've asked, like what you're looking most forward to is what your biggest challenge is going to be. So that's kind of great. Yeah. Okay, so we haven't been here that long, but does anyone have a favorite moment so far? Something that's happened, it could be in rehearsals, it can be outside of rehearsals, anything that you were like, I'm so glad this happened.
Oh, this is kind of cheesy.
Oh, that's okay.
It's actually when I met you.
Oh my gosh!
Because
that's cute.
I never auditioned like in person for the Weathervane. I did a unified audition, and I had gotten a call, like an email last year, and because I studied somewhere else. I had like this crazy couple weeks where I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the summer, and I remember I called Marisa on the phone, and I hung up the phone, and I never told you this. I hung up the phone, and I started to cry because I was just so happy to talk to someone on the phone that was like so like inspiring and like really like was like I would tell her, I'd be like, yeah, I like really think that like doing all this theater would be like so fun. She's like, yeah, that's so awesome. And then like I met her, and she's like, yeah, it's so awesome.
So it's the same, it's real, yeah. Well, I remember talking to you too. I was at a dance competition and had to step out, and I remember talking to Ethan immediately afterwards going, I love this girl. She's amazing, and we have to have her be a part of this company, so we're so glad that you're here.
That was cheesy, but yeah.
No, it wasn't. Anybody else favorite moment?
Yeah, so we just finished learning our second Patchwork show, which is Polka Dots, the Cool Kids musical, which I love. And one of my favorite moments was the day that we learned the number squadot, which is a number in the show. The last time that we all ran it as a group, just the energy in the room was so fun. We all realized like how much fun we were gonna have this summer. Like we nailed it. We had so much fun. Everyone was screaming at the top of their lungs. It was great. It was so much fun. Yeah, I really loved that moment.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like simple moments like that that just make you feel really good, because theater should make us feel really good. Yeah, so that's awesome. All right, well, thanks for coming and chatting with me. I think we have a few more friends we're gonna next.
So let's do our switch and bring on some more friends and get to know them a little bit too. So they're going to tell us their name and where they're from and where they went to school or where they currently go to school. All right, let's start over there on the right with you.
All right. Hi. I'm Sage Jepson. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and I'm a rising junior at Boston Conservatory at Berkeley.
I'm Nicole Flegge. I'm from Shelby Township, Michigan, and I too am a rising junior at the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley.
Hi everyone, I'm Connor Mackey. I am from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and I am a rising junior music major at James Madison University.
Hey y'all, my name is Sarah Cosgrove. Fan favorite, I also went to the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley, but I graduated this year.
Awesome, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Sarah's going to start us off. She's going to tell us what her first, what she remembers her first experience with theater being. So I want to hear from all of you on that. Everybody's first experience is a little bit different, and I want to hear about what made it special and what made you fall in love with it.
My first experience with theater. I think honestly I was 12. West Side Story at the Majestic Theater in San Antonio, Texas. And I'd seen West Side Story before, I'd seen the movie, but there was something special about seeing it live and breathing the same air that the actors were breathing. That sounds silly, but I don't know, just being in a room with people telling a story and it happening in front of me, I don't know, it's just different, you know what I mean? And I remember running to my mom and saying, Mom, we have to do this, and here we are.
Good. Hey, Connor, what about you?
Okay, I started at the young age of 7 years old. My parents signed me up for community theater because I was always dancing and singing around the house, so I had to put the energy somewhere. It was only allowed for 8-year-olds. They made an exception for me.
Okay.
Thank God they did, because then I got to do it throughout all of my childhood. And then with my family, I went to see a production of Newsies on tour in Providence, Rhode Island. And when I saw everybody jumping splits 10 feet in the air, I just knew I wanted to do it for a career. They were making money doing it, but they were also having the time of their lives. That's when I knew I wanted to do it as a career professionally.
Awesome. What about you, Nicole?
Yeah, well, my father, Phil Fleggy, was a big Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat man, and we would watch the Donny Osmond VHS daily. I was singing the narrator part always. It's my dream role, and that definitely set me up for my passion for that show and for theater. Yes.
Honestly, came out of the womb and was embraced with music and creativity, as all of probably the intern company also has been. First show I ever saw was Cats the Musical, and I sat in the front row with my mom. Hi, Mom. And there was a moment in the Jellicle Ball where the cats all crawl up to the front, and I locked eyes with one of those performers, saw my future, and and then a couple years later, dressed up as a cat, sang The Cavity of the Mystery Cat, did solos, full face paint and everything, and I felt just at home. So,
Awesome. Well, we are so glad that you were all here with us this summer. So, okay, so something with our intern company is we travel and we go to a lot of different places to cast the members of our company. So I want you to talk to everyone watching a little bit about what that audition experience was like and maybe where you auditioned also. Sage, why don't you start us off?
Perfect. So I auditioned in Boston at their EPA. I woke up that morning kind of feeling not the best, as some actors do. You feel like you can't get out of bed and you feel like it's not your day, but I got myself out of bed, walked into that room, was instantly embraced by Marisa and Ethan. They had me sing 3 songs and I felt at home. We also did this fierce heels combo for Kinky Boots that we're sadly not doing this season.
Putting on hold right now until next summer?
Until next summer, yeah. And I let my freak flag fly. So, it was great. I felt so supportive and I felt so safe in that room. So I knew that this was the place to spend my summer.
Awesome. We talk about that weekend too. It was such a fun weekend for us, just getting to go to those auditions and run that. So it goes both ways. We felt it too. Okay, Nicole.
Yeah, I auditioned in New York City at the A1's conference. I ran up on the stage, almost forgot my number, had my 90-second call, and I actually was called back to dance, which this was the only theater I was called back to dance for, so I was like, okay, let's get going. So I did that, and then I corresponded with Marisa, and she said that if I could make the Boston call, EPA, that would be awesome. So I ended up missing theater history that morning, and with permission, of course, and I came to the audition, came back to dance, and yeah, I kind of, like you were saying, I just felt it in the room. It was so great to have that one-on-one experience with Ethan and Marisa, and that's how it went.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Okay, I think my audition experience was a little bit different than your guys. I was planning to audition at the Straw Hats conference in New York City. My flight was scheduled, and then 2 days before the conference, it was canceled due to COVID-19. I didn't really know what to do because my flight was still scheduled. I was still supposed to go to New York City, but I didn't know what to do. So I sat in my house that night, and I think I just sent in all of my self-videos and auditions to like a bunch of theaters. Weathervane was one that reached out to me, and I knew I had heard of it, and I knew it was a very well-known and professional theater, and I looked more into it. My dance video was Kinky Boots, just by chance. And then I think Marisa contacted me. She asked for more videos, so I just sent in every single video that I had from
Well, that
dance
kind of was like a
classes.
thing with our auditions this year, right? Because our audition season got cut a little bit short, so we also like had to cast a lot of our members this year off of videos. So we're so glad you sent those in.
Yeah, I think I sent in like a hip hop track from one class. And then I think a day later, Marisa reached out again and said that they wanted me for a spot, and then 2 days later, and I accepted, and here we are. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Okay, Sarah, what about you?
So, funny story. Sage and I shared an Uber to this audition. We did. There were other people, you'll meet them. And you have met one. But I remember feeling, because I had been to so many auditions, but then going into the room, I felt a sense of peace, truly. And I don't get that often auditioning for people. I forgot, Ethan said something funny. He said, "Yes, that was great, but I need to see Edge, Sarah. I need to see Edge." And so I was living, and we delivered. Because I'm here. And no, but the dance call was truly so much fun. It was just such a supportive room, and it was a great time. And I remember thinking, I really hope I hear back from these people, because I can see myself working for them. And here we are. So here we are.
Awesome. All right. So tell me, which I think, Connor, you mentioned this a little bit, but had you all heard about the Weathervane before? Do you know anybody that's worked here previously? Sage, why don't you kind of start us off with that and just, yeah.
So we have a very dear friend named Theodore Brown.
So several of you know him, yes? Theo Brown. I don't know if I remember. I remember. You can't forget him.
Yeah, so told us a lot about Weathervane, and here we are, living our best life.
Oh, good. What about you? You said you had heard of the
yes,
theater before?
I had, because a year before this, a lot of my friends also went to a bunch of different audition conferences, and they had spoke the name. A lot of them were really hoping to hear from Weathervane. I had heard it a lot. And so, Marisa, when you contacted me about it, I looked more into it. I saw about the intern program, the alumni, Wicked, the band's Visit, one of my favorite shows, alumni from the intern company. So yeah, I had heard of it, and then I looked more into it, and I think I got even more interested and exciting, and now we're here, and I think we're also happy that we're able to be here this summer. 2 weeks in.
I know, right? That's true.
Okay,
so 2 weeks in, what's been your biggest challenge so far? So I asked the last group like what they felt like their biggest challenge was going to be for the whole summer, but just in like the past, what, like 2.5 weeks, like almost 3 weeks. Besides like having to quarantine, what's been the biggest challenge, Nicole?
Yeah, having Duncan for 2 weeks was tough. But no, actually though, adapting to the heat and the bugs outside rehearsing, it was so nice to be able to get tan. Sorry, but no, I loved that. No, that was lovely. That was lovely. But no, honestly, it was tough, but I mean, we are doing shows outside, so we have to get used to it somehow with like how our sound is carrying and how we're filling the space and reacting to the elements. So I think transitioning from indoor theater to outdoor has been really tough, but really fun to navigate.
Yeah, it's probably been a challenge for all of us to some degree. You know, we're having to do it in such a different way this year. So what about you, Sarah?
I think my biggest challenge is just finding stamina, but not physical stamina, just, I mean, I guess all kinds of, so physical included, as I contradict myself, all kinds of stamina, because truly, we go from Disney to polka dots, and we're scrolting in both, you know, and then there's different registers being used, and how to manage my voice, right, and then how to be effective like with my body, and am I taking care of myself, and just finding that rhythm, I think has been a big challenge for me.
Yeah, we have to be on all the time. There's so many things here, so you don't have a lot of downtime. So that is a challenge. Okay, Connor?
I thought my biggest challenges were going to be about more like living with your coworkers, because I don't know if I've ever really done it. Turns out not to be a problem whatsoever. I love it. But no, I would say the big challenge so far was going from being quarantined at home and having so much time on my hands to coming here to you guys are pushing us, and I love it. And it was kind of like a big shock, especially the first week. I was tired every night, but I'm so happy how hard we're being pushed and everything we're learning. Yeah, and also the ghost that lives between me and Nicole's room.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's been a challenge sometimes.
Let's not talk about the ghost. Okay, Sage, what about you?
I think taking what I know from school, like the self-care tips, the preserving voice, preserving like your emotional emotions, like just learning how to apply it from school in a professional setting. I mean, this is my first professional summer stock gig, I guess. So it's just like remembering that I'm a human being too, and that I'm not just an actor, and really finding what it is to be an artist in the room, finding what it is to be a person outside of the room, and just remembering you have to take care of yourself.
Well, you are all so talented, and we are so glad that you're here and you're up for the challenge. Up next, we have a video.
Our founder, Gibbs Murray, probably a lot of you at home maybe haven't met him yet, so here's your opportunity to do that now.
Good afternoon. I'm Gibbs Murray. I'm the co-founder of Weathervane Theater, and I'm delighted to be here this afternoon and to be here for 55 years in a very different venue for our theater this summer. But I'm excited to say that the Patchwork Players will be performing outside this year, and they have been all gone through their quarantine and medical examinations and everything, and they are great. And I have seen them in one of the rehearsals outside last week when they are doing their first show of the season. My regards to Disney, which is lovely. All 11 of them are here from various parts of this country and of Canada, and I think you'll be very excited to be able to see all of them perform, and everything we're going to be doing this summer outside or streaming somehow or other. But indeed, there are 4 shows that will be done both at our theater, and check it out online to find out wherever else at the Colonial Theater and other venues. They're booked for the whole summer through up until Labor Day, and indeed they are doing also Pinocchio, Made of Wood, and they're doing what's the show about the all of the shows, and what?
Land of the Lost Stories.
Land of the Lost Stories and Polka Dots. Check out the schedules online and do all of that. But be sure and join us, keeping our social distances, everybody, but enjoying the beautiful summer together. And we are here, and we will be, and we'll continue to have entertainment. So indeed, thank you for joining us and being here and being part of the Weathervane family. Thank you.
Okay, we are here with our final group from our intern company, but this group is extra special because we also have our intern stage manager, Billy here with us. So his perspective on some things is going to be a little bit different, and we are excited to hear that too. Okay, so tell us your name, where you're from, and then also where you go to school or where you went to school.
Sounds good. My name is Connor Bonacorsi. I'm originally from Cranston, Rhode Island, and I'm a rising sophomore musical theater major at the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley.
Hi, I'm Paris Martino. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I recently just graduated from the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley.
Hi, my name is Billy Smith. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, and I currently go to Limestone University in South Carolina, where I will be a rising junior, and I also study musical theater.
Hi everyone, I'm Jalen Alexander. I'm from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia. I'm a rising junior at Elon University studying music theater and arts administration.
Okay, Jalen, we're going to start with you, and then we're going to throw it all the way back. So, how did you get bitten by the theater bug?
Okay, so growing up, I started playing piano at age 6, and that introduced me to singing and dancing, and I was just always trying to find a way to combine all the things I loved into one thing. So then I was introduced to musicals in high school and fell in love with it.
Yeah, I did theater in middle school and high school, and I would find myself waiting backstage in the wings, you know, whether I was stage manager or actor, and I would have those moments of, I need to do this forever. You know, I need to find this opportunity to just stand backstage and live in the moment with these other amazing artists. So here I am. Yeah.
For me, my mom owned a dance studio back home, and I started dancing there when I was 3 years old. So I was always around it, but when I was 6, I was really lucky. I saw the original Broadway cast of Wicked, and I mean, I did not know what was going on, really had no clue what was happening with the plot, but I was still living. And I remember afterwards being like, Mom, I have to learn how to sing and dance. And then shortly after that, started taking lessons, and yeah.
There's lots of home videos of me stomping around the living room to Snow White and Annie. So because of that, my parents were like, go on down, audition for the local regional theater's Sound of Music. And I was fortunate enough to be a part of that process. And Amy Turner, who's actually directed here a couple of times, was the director on that show. And I just fell in love with everything about performing, everything about theater, the amazing community, and I've been hooked ever since. So.
Great. Okay, so when you came up here, you had expectations. When you're going to have a new experience, you're like, well, maybe it's going to be like this. What's this going to be like? So you haven't been here a long time yet, but I want to start down there with you, Connor, and then we're going to come back this way. I know, put you on the spot first. So tell me, like, has the Weathervane met your expectations so far? So maybe that's a little bit hard to answer, and just kind of what your experience has been like so far.
Yeah, I definitely anticipated the Weathervane being challenging, just with alternating rep on top of potential main stages and the patchwork shows. Of course, the season is a little different than what I was originally thinking we were going into, but I definitely thought it would be very challenging because I've been sitting on my butt in quarantine and not doing much. So, but yes, it has been challenging, but it's been very rewarding. It's been really amazing. I love the community we formed as a company, especially with the staff, and yeah, just living my best life.
I mean, I remember when I got my offer and I was like, Mom, this is gonna be great, and I was telling her about it, and then we would talk about it before I came, and I was like, you know, like, we're doing some TYA shows, like a main stage, it's gonna be fine, like, I've got it. And then, you know, in the first 2 weeks, it's not been easy. I really remember being like, I've got my BFA now, and everything's a piece of cake, but that's not true. You know, it's challenging, it's rewarding and super wonderful, but, you know, we've learned 2 shows in 2 weeks. So it's definitely presented its challenges. So no, it has not met my expectations, exceeded my expectations. But still wonderful things.
Good. Okay, Billy, what about you? I'm sure yours is like a little bit different, right?
Yeah, it's a little different, but like you said, it has far exceeded my expectations. Doing alternating rep has been a dream of mine. I mean, I love theater, and doing a different show every night is thrilling. But then I found out we do children's shows and we take them on the road, and then COVID happened, and I find out I get to stage manage for hundreds of people at home, maybe. You know, people who get to watch on their couch. I mean, I couldn't have prepared, and I'm incredibly thankful that we get to learn how to adapt and, you know, produce theater in a new way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I don't really know if I had expectations coming in because it's my first professional experience. I didn't really have anything to compare it to, and then throw a pandemic on top of that. But this experience so far has been, you know, really busy but super rewarding, and I'm just so glad to have met like all these wonderful, wonderful people, artists, and just the amazing community we've built so far.
Great. Okay, so we all have things, we've talked a lot about theater with every group. So there's got to be things that you love to do when you're not performing or at rehearsal. You can't, you've got rehearsal, you know the little catchphrase. So what is it that you're doing when you're not at rehearsal? If it were me and everyone knows, I'm spending time with my nieces. Hello, Jordan and Brandon. So that's what I would be doing. So what would you be doing, Jalen?
I'd be on Netflix trying to find something else to splurge.
Finished 13 Reasons Why, guilty pleasure. I also love FaceTiming my friends. I miss them dearly, so whenever I get the time to reach out to them, I definitely want to take advantage of that.
I like to read. I'm also a musician. I play piano too. So practicing in my free time or reading a book, you know, yeah.
Well, my dad's watching, so I think he'll definitely want to hear this because he was very annoyed with me growing up because I was really into makeup. I spent a lot of money buying makeup, spent all of my time watching makeup tutorials on YouTube through high school, and that has continued into college and probably post-college, I'm going to be real. So you can find me, you know, Kathleen Lights is my favorite makeup artist online. Seen every one of her videos. But other than that, you know, reading.
I do that too. I like
right.
That. There's nothing wrong with that. I like to do that too.
Yeah.
All right, Connor.
Yeah, I really like to run, but we get enough cardio in rehearsal, so we've exited the running. I really love The Walking Dead. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and I love Disney World, so that's what you'll catch me doing in my free time. But also hanging out with these lovely people is really great as well, so.
So we always say that when our intern company and professional company leave their experience here, they feel like they can conquer and do anything. So by the end of the summer, we're going to start with you, Paris. What do you hope to gain? So right now, in this moment, when you leave.
Okay. You know, I mean, I guess I kind of talked about it earlier, how like I was like, it's gonna be a breeze. I got this. And then I was like, I don't. I need to work, you know, more than I anticipated I would need to. So I think what I want to get out of this is like, you know, I said to my mom actually the other day on the phone, I was like, you know, honestly, once I do this, I can do anything because there is so much thrown our way and you know, what I've learned is we have to be adaptable and kind of, you know, just like ready for that change. And, you know, there are parts of my brain that I feel like I still like haven't used here, you know what I mean? Like there's gonna be this main stage part and then polka dots and then Disney and then this side is gonna be, you know, whatever else we do that we have, you know, cooking. So I think really truly when I'm done with this, I will be able to learn anything, you know, and quickly. So
and you learn how to trust yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember like as a performer performing here too, thinking you have to get to a point where then you like trust that you know it and that you can do it and that you can accomplish it and then you move forward and you always prove yourself right. Like, you're like, yeah, I can. So that's great. Okay, Connor, what about you?
Yeah, I definitely want to be more comfortable just picking things up faster or more on the fly. I'm really more someone who's like, I want to be an expert at it before I'll even consider doing it. So definitely experience like that. One of my dreams is to swing a tour. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but knowing this many shows in my head, I think that's gonna be so great. And like Paris said, you know, you can do this, you can do anything.
Yeah. What about you, Billy?
Yeah, I think again my perspective is a little unique because I'm learning, okay, how do I stage manage, you know, 11 people during a quarantine, but also I'm learning like I'm a performer too, you know, so I'm picking up, okay, this is how Paris takes care of herself. Maybe I should apply that later on, you know, so I just want to be aware of what you guys are up to and make sure that you're all healthy, but also like take notes, you know, things that I can apply to my life as well. And I think we're all kind of doing that.
Yeah, we're learning all the time, both ends, us too. So
yeah,
absolutely. I would say, like, if you asked me 2 weeks ago, like, would I be able to learn 2 shows in 10 days? I'd be like, you're kidding. But definitely just like believing in myself more and just like knowing that like we are capable of doing this. And it's also been so interesting just to see how to put on live theater in this pandemic and how doing that online will translate and just seeing like how this could potentially be the future of theater and how this can be integrated in the future. Hopefully no more pandemics, but like in terms of outreach and reaching as many people as you can. So
awesome. Well, we are thrilled to have you all here and for being on board and being such troopers with everything and helping us accomplish all of our goals for this season. So we have exciting things coming up for Patchwork.
Outside of our Disney show that opens this Friday morning, and I know that it is already halfway sold out, so you want to make sure to call the box office because you have to let them know that you're coming. We're going to do Polka Dots, the Cool Kids musical will be up next. Pinocchio and Land of the Lost Stories. And also something new that we're offering this season is that the entire season is available for streaming. So you want to make sure that you call the box office and get your streaming packages all set up. Join us for Picnic with Patchwork, happening every Friday. Bring your lunch, bring your snack, bring your friends, bring your family. It's going to be great. And if you can't come to the Weathervane, then you can probably see us on the road. So just like in years past, we're going to be back at the Rialto, the Colonial, the Omni Mount Washington, and Great Northwood Center for the Arts in Colebrook. So make sure that you reserve your spot. There's so many amazing opportunities to see these shows this summer. I know, and I hope that you're as excited about it as we are. Make sure that you stay connected with us on social media. So make sure you're following us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram at WeathervaneNH. And of course, you can check us out on our website at weathervanetheater.org. So there's lots of ways to stay connected and in tune with everything we've got going on. And I think that we're going to leave you with a little sneak preview of one of the numbers from our Disney show that will be opening this Friday. And it just so happens that I have the soloist for that number here in this last group. So I'm going to let her do the honors, but I just want to thank you all for tuning in and watching and supporting our intern company this summer and live theater in the North Country, and we cannot wait to see you. All right, Paris, take it away.
Everybody, once again, my name is Paris, and up next we will have a recording of a number from the show called Friend Like Me for our Give Our Regards to Disney show that opens this Friday. So.
Can you give me your body, yada yada?
Body, yada, yada. Scabba-doo-wah.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo!
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Well, Alibaba had 40 thieves. Scheherazade had 1,000 tales. But master, you're in luck, 'cause up your sleeve you got a brand of magic never fails. You got some power in your corner now, and the ambition in your camp. You got some punch, pizzazz, yeah, who and how.